Welcome to this week's installment of Fit and Well with Andra Anderson. If you are listening, welcome back. If you are watching on YouTube, hey. If you didn't know, you can grab this weekly podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, on Spotify, Apple, wherever. But you can also watch it on the Fit with Andra YouTube channel. So whichever way you would like to hang with me every week, it is there for you. I like mixing it up when I listen to my favorite podcast. Sometimes I'm just walking or driving and I can only do the audio version, or sometimes I'm snuggled up in bed and I want to watch something. So whichever way you want it, it is there for you. I wanted to take a moment this week and look at fear specifically in group fitness. I have been teaching fitness now for almost 14 years, which is crazy to think about. I can remember my very first class, and how prepared I was, but how unprepared I felt, and the people that came. And one of those beautiful people still regularly attends my classes. So shout out to Shirley. And I just remember at the end of it feeling like, what the heck just happened? And I know from talking with you and from listening to what you're telling me, sometimes that's how you feel when you try something new as well. With the start of a new year or a new month, there's a lot of energy when it comes to fitness classes or group fitness. And there's also a lot of apprehension. There's a huge support of group fitness for so many reasons, right? Group fitness provides accountability. There's nothing quite like missing a few weeks and then 5 people saying, "Where have you been?" Nothing quite like that. There's also the options. So in a group fitness class, not everybody, we're not in a music video, right? That very rarely happens. Everybody is just sort of doing their own thing, taking their own approach, creating their own version of the same movement, which is so cool to see. But that leads to a fear. We'll come back to that. But you get to see different levels, and it allows you to see, okay, if I want to bring it, I'm going to level up like that. Or it's okay to step back. Today I don't feel as well, or I'm sore from X, Y, or Z. So I'm going to go more of the lower impact version. And that you'll see that in every single class versus, one-on-one, it's just you. You get to see options in a group fitness class. There's also this amazing community, right? So you're seeing these people maybe once a week, twice a week. Back when I took Zumba, it was 4 times a week. I saw the same people, and you start to learn things about each other, and it becomes like a safe space for you. And all of these people that are in that class are working toward something together. Maybe it's similar goals, but they're all working towards something together. And it is for those reasons and so many more that I will continue to push group fitness, hopefully forever and ever and ever. I would love to continue teaching group fitness until I'm nice and old and people are like, if I, fall. Not like, ha. More like, oh my gosh, is she okay? Is she gonna get up? So that's my goal, is to teach as long as I possibly can. And I really do love to just share the benefits of group fitness. But I know that it's not for everybody. And probably early on, I tried to force it on people that I knew because I desperately wanted people to come to my classes. I wanted to build, I wanted to get better. And you meet a lot of resistance. And if you are a group fitness professional, you know 100% what I am talking about with meeting resistance. There are some key phrases that you will hear again and again and again. And we're going to talk about those as fears. Fears when it comes to group fitness. In general, there's just this fear of the unknown. I don't know what that is. I won't know anybody. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I look like when I do those things. I don't know what people are going to say about me or think about me or how they're going to look at me or judge me. Those basic fears are with anything new that you try, anything. And the cool thing with the fears of group fitness is that every single person in the class experienced those things at one point or another. Everybody's a beginner at one point, even the instructor. Believe me, we've all thought and said those same things out loud to our friends, to ourselves, whatever. But here are the things that I get over and over again. I hear, I read, I'm told, all those different things. The first scary thing about group fitness is, or excuse even you could call it, is I don't have time. That comes with the basic, I don't have time to take care of myself excuse that I've heard a million times, other people will hear, and the worst people try to make you feel badly about having that time yourself. They're like, oh, it must be so nice to have the time to work out, the time to have an extra income by teaching classes. It must be so nice to have that. And you're like, okay. At first, I would get miffed. I'd be like, well, forget this person, never talking to them again. But as I've gotten older in the profession and been here for a while, I now recognize that as a fear. If an individual says to you, I don't have time for that, or it must be so nice for you to have time for that, they're scared that they're not taking time for themselves. More often than not, that's the answer. Some people are just jerks. Let's just write them off. But more often than not, people are afraid to admit that they're not taking care of themselves. Their response toward that is one of fear. They're scared. And I love to try to get to the bottom of that. And I have had so many people come to my class who don't have time for that. And that to me is such a win when those people walk through the door. You're like, they found time, they figured it out, and they're here. I knew they wanted to be here. Here we go. And those are always like sometimes like the best classes. But it's hard because there are definitely stages of someone's life. Like if you are in charge of multiple little humans, kids, yeah, you probably don't have time at certain stages in your life because you are doing the things that they need to do. So yes, there will be seasons of your life where you have more time than others, so you're allowing yourself to have more time than others. But in general, when somebody says, I don't have time, there's a fear associated with that. So a really good instructor, a really good fitness professional will help you unpack that. We'll keep checking in on you. Unless you're just a jerk, then whatever, you don't even care anyway. You don't care anyway. I used to, the cringy things we used to say, I still kind of believe it, but my maybe 4th or 5th year as an instructor, I was so tired of hearing that excuse, and I had not yet realized that it was a fear related to group fitness. And I would like bounce back with something, cute, like, oh, well, an hour is just 4% of your day. So, come on, 4% of your day, you can't find time for that. Or I would say something like, well, Beyonce has the same amount of time that we do, and look what she does. I don't say stuff like that anymore. Definitely good to look back on yourself and cringe. That's good. That means you're growing. But the sentiment is sort of there where it's like you have time for what you decide to make time for. You get to choose the priorities in your life. And for some people, it's scary to think that they've stopped prioritizing themselves. So a good fitness instructor will keep reaching out to you. If they really want to see you, if they really want to see you do your best, it's not just about them, it's about you. So that's the biggest fear. That's the one I think I hear the most, that at first I did not realize it was an actual fear. I thought it was just people being mean. Sometimes people are mean though, so let that happen. Another one this is probably the second biggest one that I will hear. And if you're a group fitness professional, let me know how often you hear this as well. I'm not fit enough to do that. Or when it came to yoga, I'm not flexible enough to do that. Individuals would still actually, will say to me, when I lose 10 pounds, I'll come to your class. And you're like, that sort of defeats the what? And I used to okay, at first when people would say it to me, but now I realize it's a fear. People don't want to feel judged. They don't want to look different. I think there's this misconception that people that are in a group fitness class are super athletic and energetic and whatever. Yeah, yes, you build energy over time by paying attention to your body and building self-awareness and treating it well. Yes, that is true. But in a group fitness class, you're going to find individuals at various stages of their life, various ages, various fitness levels, and I think that's what makes it super cool. But again, if you've never stepped foot in a group fitness environment, you don't know that. You have no idea that that's actually what it looks like. You have this idea from those 80s aerobics videos that every single person fits well in a leotard and has a certain body type. That was something when I first started in the group fitness world that I got shunned a lot because I was not a certain body type. I wasn't, and truthfully, this has happened with yoga as well. There's this expectation that if you're teaching it, you have a certain body type. That is starting to go away, thank goodness. But for the longest time, there were certain instructors that would get more work than I would, or be offered more classes or certain locations because of the way that they looked. And that was a way that I was never going to look. So that's probably one of the biggest fears that people have coming into group fitness. They don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. They don't want to feel like they don't look like everybody else. But then 100 times out of 100, they come into a group fitness class and they go, oh, wow, because not everybody looks alike. Everybody's at a different stage of their life. People are a variety, a range of ages, at least the classes that I teach. That's the truth. And every class that I've been to, minus a couple, I have actually been to classes where I was like, so I don't belong here. And that's a good, turn around, get out of there. Don't worry about being impolite, just turn around and get out. Your mental health is more worth it. But the classes that I teach, at least, it's everybody's welcome and we don't all look alike, which is really, really cool. Very cool. So I don't have time and I'm not fit enough to do that, or I don't look a certain way. Those are probably the two biggest fears that I hear related to group fitness. Other ones are, I don't want to do the wrong thing, right? I think that I've seen those music videos, I've seen those aerobic videos. Everybody's always moving the same way and understands the same things and has the same body awareness. False. Let's dispel that myth. In a group fitness class, you're going to see a variety of levels. And that's the coolest thing, I think, about group fitness, is that it meets you where you are. It meets you where you are. If some days you come in with a lot of energy and you can push it, you push it those days. Some days you don't. You don't push it those days, but you have this whole group to lean on and borrow energy and share energy with each other. I know it can seem like, I don't want to go left when everybody else is going right. But let me tell you what, even the person at the head of the class, the instructor, the person in charge, is gonna mess up. Happens to me frequently. I'll do something and I'll look at my front row and be like, was that right? And sometimes it's super funny. We'll come back to a choreo or a song or a movement that we haven't done for a while. And we're all like, not sure if that's right. So it's okay. You're human. You're gonna make a mistake. But guess what? When you make a mistake in a group fitness class, people are not going to laugh at you. And if they do, again, run. That is not actually a legit group fitness space. That's probably a cult and you need to get out of there. But 99 times out of 100 in a group fitness class, you make a mistake. People are worried about themselves in a group fitness class, right? They're looking at themselves. If there's a mirror, they're thinking about themselves. People are not fixated on what you are doing, except the instructor will check you out. But we're not there to laugh at you. We're there to make sure, like, okay, do they understand the movement? Are they moving safely? We're not necessarily looking for everybody to do the same thing. We're just making sure it looks right and feels right for you. So we're there just to make the experience better for you. So I don't have time. I'm not fit enough to do that. I don't want to do the wrong thing. All legit fears that I have heard before. Another one is like, I'm like way too tired. I'm way too tired. When I used to work in an office setting with a lot of people and some of them would come to my classes because it was right on the same campus, I would like, knock, knock, you come in today? I'm like way too tired. The cool thing about group fitness is that it gives you energy. This is like the weirdest thing about working out is that the more you do it, the more energy you get. You would think that you are spending your energy and therefore you will be exhausted after working out. But like, no, the more you do it, the more energy you get. Crazy, crazy to think about. But that means that the less that you do it, the less energy you have as well. You build energy the more you move your body. Daily movement. I will preach daily movement until the day that I can no longer move. The more you move, the more energy you will create. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling lethargic, if you have a headache, oh my gosh, I've seen people come to group fitness classes with a headache and leave like beep bopping it out. It works through. Those are signs that there's something probably not right with your body. Now listen, group fitness instructors, we are not medical professionals. We are not there to diagnose something. We're not physical trainers. We are there just to provide an experience and show you some cool things that you can do with your body to make it stronger, better, more energetic. We're not there to diagnose things. So if you have a legitimate problem, yeah, go see your medical doctor. But if you're just being like silly or lazy or have a headache, come to a group fitness class. Go work out. Chances are you will probably feel a little bit better than you did before because the more you do it, the more energy you will get. Oh, I love that one. I'm way too tired. The last one that I hear quite frequently is I can't. The word can't. So that kind of goes hand in hand with I feel like I'm gonna do the wrong thing. But I've heard from people, so I used to teach HIIT classes and insanity, and I heard people say, well, I can't keep up or I can't do that. Again, the cool thing about group fitness is that it meets you where you are. And imagine the moment that maybe you come in saying like, I can't do a push-up. Imagine the celebration, the moment that you rock a push-up and everybody around you knows that that was your goal and they just erupt into celebration. I'm getting chills. It is one of the coolest things ever. I had a participant so for my high fitness class, which is just so much energy and fun and aerobics, there are a few burpees and not everybody does them. Again, cool thing about group fitness, but I had one participant that was like, I'm gonna get every burpee on the beat. That is my goal. And dang it, did she. And it was amazing what happened when she hit it and she was like, got it. And everybody was like, woo, like it was so fun to celebrate that individual and watch that happen. I mean, you're missing out on that if you're not coming to group fitness because there's a whole bunch of people there to celebrate you and to check in with you and to help you make sure that your goals happen and to keep you accountable. So I can understand It's scary trying something for the first time. It's scary to admit that you aren't where you want to be and you're not satisfied and you need to try something else. It's scary to be uncomfortable. It's scary to admit that you can't do something yet, that you're more, it's really more scary to admit that you're unwilling to do something. And group fitness has just been an amazing thing to overcome a lot of those pieces. I've seen people who have told me straight into my face, look at me in the eyes, I will never dance in public. And then a couple years later, there they are, second row at a Zumba class. And I'm like, I see you dancing in public. Look at you. You're beautiful. You're amazing. I love that. That is such a win. So again, group fitness may not be for everybody, but it could be for you. And you are the only one holding yourself back if you have those fears of, I don't have time, or I'm not fit enough to do that, or I can't XYZ, or I don't want to do the wrong thing, or I'm too tired. If any of those fears are yours, there's something deeper. And let's take a moment and unpack that. And 100%, there is a fitness professional that is there and willing to help you do that. Maybe you want to work your way up to group fitness and you start with a personal trainer to get yourself comfortable with how you move your body and how you show up in that space. And then you move into group fitness. Or maybe you're a group fitness lover, junkie, and you want to do more for yourself, but you're scared to go one-on-one. Fitness professionals are there to make you feel, well, I was about to say make you feel comfortable, but we're very good at making you feel uncomfortable for a second so that you get better. So let's face our fears. Face your fears, give it a try, be a beginner at something, allow yourself to be a beginner, knowing full well that every single individual in that room was exactly where you are. Exactly. And don't worry, we all remember that moment. We all remember that feeling. And the best group fitness participants don't want you to feel that way. New people, they're like, hey, how are you? Come stand next to me. This is amazing. Super, super nice and welcoming. And if they're not, it's probably a cult and run away, right? Yeah. So those are some group fitness fears. We are here to help you overcome them. I would love to hear from you if you're a fitness professional, if any of those resonated with you, what other things you regularly hear, or if you're somebody that's kind of on the fence and thinking about group fitness, let's chat. I want to understand more about where you're coming from so that I can help others just like you. That is our episode for this week, and be fit and well, and I will see you for another session very soon.